Hello traders and welcome to another video review. Today is Friday, April 1st, 2022. Let's start with the Forex calendar because there is a very busy day ahead of us. So what's going on during the Japan-ASEAN session? Japanese data had been published, of course. Some of them had beat the expectations, some of them not, but it's all about the Tankan manufacturing and non-manufacturing index. As you can see, manufacturing index beats the expectations, 14 points, better than 12 points of the forecast and 18 previous reading, and non-manufacturing index beats the expectations, 9 points, better than forecast of 5, and in the line with the previous reading. Market final manufacturing PMI from China has been worse than expected and completely disappoints the investors. 48.1 points is way below the consensus of 50 points and way below 50.4 previous readings. So kind of a bad data from China here. During the London session, we have the PMI manufacturing data that are scheduled for release from across the Eurozone and the United Kingdom. So please keep an eye on this data. Kind of interesting to see what is going on there. But the key event of today is, of course, non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate data from the US. Both of these events are scheduled for release at 2:30, and unemployment rate is expected to decrease from 3.8% to 3.7%, and the non-farm payrolls are expected to decrease from 678,000 to 492,000. So please keep an eye on this data here. It will be definitely a market mover. It will be definitely this kind of data that most of the market participants are waiting for. So we should take a look at those markets that will eventually move during this data release, and of course after this data release. So I think we should start with the euro to the dollar. Daily time frame chart of the euro dollar shows us that the recent market line channel line had been very important for market participants, because we got a big reversal down from the upper channel line. Let's just zoom in to see what is going on here. We got this channel down. This is long-term channel. We got clearly corrective cycle here towards the level of 1.11 and 67, and after the high was made at 1.1185, so it's roughly 18 pips away from the technical resistance. Possibly the aim of this rally was to hit 61% of the Fibonacci retracement, but we didn't hit it. So after we made this high on the upper channel line as well, we have reversed and closed way below yesterday close. So we have bearish engulfing pattern on a daily time frame chart of the euro dollar. So what can we do with this data? The first thing is that this pattern must be confirmed. So if there is another down day towards the technical support, now let's just move it a little bit lower to adjust the levels to the newest data towards the lows at 1.0945. So if this level is violated, basically, then of course we have a confirmed breakout to the downside. So please keep an eye on today's candle, because any breakout lower would mean that we are back to the downtrend basically. And after 1.0945 is violated, next target is the low from the March, which is at 1.0809. So it looks like this corrective pattern had been completed with the bearish engulfing pattern, and of course we now might return to the downtrend. What is going on S&P 500? It's very common that this index is affected by the non-farm payrolls data. So what is going on here? We have as well kind of an interesting pattern here. We broke out of this channel once to make wave C bottom. Then we travel up towards highs at 4,637 points. So this is the high, slightly higher than wave B high. We got kind of an inside bar here and then confirmed by the breakout to the downside, and we are now below two of the important technical resistances. However, I'm gonna copy this line and put my another level on chart on my chart, put the level of 4,637 as a technical resistance. Okay, now the market is reversing. However, the momentum is still strong and it's positive, so possibly we might be going towards the level of technical support, which is apparently let me just adjust the levels at 4,422 to test it and then bounce. However, if you break below this level, then of course that's nothing good. That's nothing good for bulls, because they want to see increased volatility and increased bounce, strong rebound towards the local highs at 4,733. So if you ask me, then I can tell you that this is a very important situation right now, very interesting situation as well. I have just made a few new technical support levels, and please take a look at this situation here. It looks like wave A, B, C, and completed another bounce to the upside, or it looks like a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. So if we break below 4,422, which is the high of this supposed wave 1, then of course the impulsive count to the upside, impulsive scenario is invalidated. So the key level to watch is 4,422. If this level is violated, then we have ABC corrective increase, corrective cycle, and then we should see 5-wave decline to the downside and extend the overall corrective pattern from the level of 4,817 way lower. So that's the S&P 500. Let's take a look at another market that might be under the influence of the NFP data, which is US dollar to Japanese yen. What do we have here is of course the recent rally, big rally on the US dollar towards the level of 125.11. Yes, 125.11. There you go, and we have hit this level. Of course, this is the swing high. However, the technical resistance has not been violated. This technical resistance is from the year of 2015, 125 and 83. So this is like a kind of a 60 pips, 70 pips miss. Not that much for the multi-year rally. So please pay attention to this level, as bears of course are trying to push the prices lower. However, the bulls didn't throw a towel just yet. The key technical support right now should be watched here at the level of 116.39. sorry, so this is the one that I have marked with the blue arrow, and the reason for this decline here from 125 to 121.28 is because we were way overstretched. Extreme conditions on the daily time frame chart of the US dollar to Japanese yen. Right now we are around the level of 70, which means we can stay around this level and trend higher back above the 2015 high. So please keep an eye on 121.28 as a technical support, because there is nothing or no technical support after this level is broken, as long as the 118.71 is hit. So there's a plenty of room to go to to go lower for bears once 121.28 is violated. So kind of an interesting setup on the US dollar to Japanese yen here. And of course we need to take a look at gold. The gold market looks like it's not doing much recently. It's not doing anything suspicious as well. After the wave B looks to be completed around the level of 1964, we have entered the wave C phase. However, as you can see, the low of the wave A is 1894, and it's being defended by the bulls. So we have the spin bar here, which is why gold is back to the consolidation zone. However, during the NFP event, if there is a big surprise, it doesn't matter, downside, upside, we might expect some sort of the increased volatility on gold. So please keep an eye on the gold. Keep in mind this pattern here, this scenario here. We are still missing the wave C to the downside on the gold, so it might materialize during the increased volatility when the NFP payrolls data and unemployment data are being published. So please pay attention to the gold as well. And last but not least, let's take a look at daily time frame chart of Bitcoin. So what is going on here is the market of Bitcoin is behaving exactly as predicted here on the by our arrows. Okay, so what do we have here? The first thing is, right now we are going lower towards the right now demand zone between 44,409 45,811. We are testing this level. Recently price range. Recently the correction has hit the level of 8%. So that's a pretty much typical correction. During the up move, this correction was, for example, 11%. This is 8%. So during this move here, this is still the corrective move that is in range of the previous, of course, correction. So it's nothing big at all. And the biggest correction recently from the highs here to the lows around here was at 18%, right? So 18% is still the biggest correction during this up move after the lows here was made. So please do not panic just yet. So when this corrective cycle is done, we should expect another rally towards 51,000. Okay, if this correction will extend below 42,703 and then below the short-term trend line, like below the level of 40,000, then of course we might say, okay, this is a temporary top and we would go lower. So for now, please don't panic yet. This is just a regular pullback, regular kind of a corrective behavior for the Bitcoin. Next target, as I said, as long as certain levels are not violated, next target is 51,846. That's everything from me for today. Thank you very much for watching this analysis, and I hope I see you guys next week. So take care and bye bye.